Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Oliver Smith.
Well, taking a look at our current temperatures into the region, you can see we do have temperatures in the 50s and 60s along the Oregon coast. It is 67 right now in Brookings, 80s and 90s up and down I-5, and also 80s east of the Cascades, 90 right now in Lakeview and Montague, 83 in Medford, 86 in Chemult. So temperatures a little bit cooler in Medford right now because of the smoke. So that could actually affect our high temperatures overall and bring temperatures down just a little bit. That might not make too many people upset with that, but we're going to be looking at the winds for today. Not quite as strong as what we saw for yesterday. Since there's no red flag warning, so that doesn't mean that the higher fire danger doesn't exist. That still exists since everything is still very dry. And again, it's been over 2 months since we've had significant wetting rain. So just don't let that part throw you off. But we're going to be looking at winds about 15 to gusting to 15 to 20 miles an hour for today. Now they may gust a little bit stronger over towards Chemult and Christmas Valley because there is a red flag warning for parts of extreme northern Klamath and Lake counties for today into the Cascades further up towards the north. So we have the hot and dry conditions over us now. The big ridge of high pressure is pretty much right over us now, so we're not going to be getting any impacts from that system way offshore, not for at least several days. For today's forecast, temperatures, again, it's going to stay fairly hazy and smoky throughout our region. Temperatures we may not make 108 today because of the smoke and just it being around. So there's a possibility it could be maybe 3 or 4 degrees cooler than that. We can kind of cross our fingers for that. Okay, so here's our smoke forecast. Right now, you can see the smoke right over the Medford area, also into Siskiyou County as well. As we go through the afternoon, you can see that the wind will be picking up again out of the north-northwest. The thickest plume, well, in this particular case, wants to miss Medford, but that's probably not going to be the case, but we're going to still see smoke in Medford, but the thickest smoke might end up missing us just to the east of the region. So that'll be moving in. You can see here with the northwesterly flow, the thickest smoke obviously will go into Siskiyou County. So Siskiyou County is going to get hit pretty hard with the smoke later on today. East of the Cascades, much less smoke throughout our region. And of course, as we get towards the early morning hours, you can see widespread smoke into Siskiyou County, also into Jackson County, because the wind will be dying down, and so everything can spread out fairly easily. We go through Tuesday, and then we'll be looking at the wind picking back up yet again out of the northwest. So we'll start seeing more smoke east of the Cascades into Siskiyou County as well as into Jackson County. So until this pattern really goes away or the fire is actually under control, then we won't really see anything different overall. Still have the heat advisory east of the Cascades, the excessive heat warning today all the way through tomorrow. We're going to be looking at about 108. Again, that's what I was saying earlier, so it may end up only being like maybe 104 or 105 today, but 98 out in Lakeview, 77 in Brookings, and 103 in Mount Shasta City. Tonight's temperatures into the 50s and 60s east of the Cascades, generally 60s up and down I-5, warmer in Wairika, but cooler in Montague, 55 over in Brookings. So here's your forecast for the Oregon coast. Temperatures staying into the 70s for today and tomorrow, coming up a little bit for Wednesday and Thursday, and then coming back down, especially once we get towards next weekend. Northern California, about 108 for today. Temperatures slowly cooling just a little bit, just a little less extreme in terms of the heat, but you can see 103 is still plenty hot, and then they come up a little, and then they go back down once we get towards next weekend. Overnight lows generally into the 60s. For the Klamath Basin, right around 101 for today, but you can also see that temperatures not really change all that much throughout the week. Just a couple degrees difference for the most part, and that's all we're really going to be looking at. We're not going to be looking at any kind of decent relief until possibly Sunday. And for the Cascades, 90s for today and tomorrow, 80s once we go through Wednesday and beyond. Overnight lows eventually will go back into the 50s. And again, here in the Rogue Valley, a record high for today, probable. Also for tomorrow as well. And then we'll have a system move just to our north, well, actually way up to our north. Temperatures may come down to about 100 degrees, then they come back up for Saturday, and they may come back down again on Sunday.